Hi, this is Diane Mourglia-Swerdlow with another edition of Healthy Living. Now, one thing that a lot of people are not aware of, and I want to be sure that you know about this, is something called the animal mind. The human body itself is really nothing more than an animal, and you, the soul personality, hook into that animal body at the solar plexus. So you have the higher mind, if you want to look at it that way, that needs to run the animal mind, which runs the body. What happens with most people these days is that the animal mind winds up running the higher mind, the soul personality. And that is what the global handlers wrap you in with around their little finger and fling you around up one side and down the other. So one of the major things that I teach you to do, especially, which I've been doing in my blogs lately within the last couple of years, is to be aware of what the animal mind is so that you can gain control of that. Now the animal body, the physical body that encompasses, or where you're tied into this actual soul personality, is actually is the part of you that requires food and shelter and the need to reproduce. Because if you don't reproduce, the species dies. So when we talk about your gut instinct, we're really talking about the animal mind. It is your gut instinct which tells you to fight or flight. Your animal mind is what makes you eat when your body is empty, whether the body is hungry or not, because it doesn't know when the next meal is going to be arriving. A sick animal does not eat, because digestion requires the psychic energy, or the energy that runs the body. When an animal is sick, usually what happens is all the psychic energy needs to go to either healing the animal, or the soul of the animal vacates its body. You have lost touch with your animal mind because you don't even know that you have this animal mind that is running you. You, the soul personality, needs to be in charge of the animal mind of the body. However, the animal mind is what tells you to overeat because you don't know where your next meal will come from. It also tells you to eat things sometimes that are not correct for the body simply because it sees it as food and it doesn't want the species of humankind to die out, so therefore it wants to be sure you are full, or your body is full, even if the body itself is not hungry. The animal mind tells you to find shelter and to stay there because this conserves the energy, because you never know when you may need that energy to flee or find food. This is why sometimes you don't want to get out and move your body or exercise, because the animal mind is in control. The animal mind also tells you to reproduce or to have sex wherever and whenever possible, simply because the animal mind doesn't want the species to die out. The animal mind also tells you that if you are in pain, to do what you can to mitigate the pain, regardless if it is food, alcohol, or drugs, because the animal mind wants immediate relief so that the species can continue to self-perpetuate. When the animal mind is in control of you, the soul personality, is not in control of the body. You are going to have issues when this happens. So it's up to you to understand that you have the two minds, to establish communication with your body, and you make the final decisions for the body, not vice versa. When you get control of the animal mind, you are going to find out when your body is hungry and when it's merely empty. When your body is fed properly and well nourished, you never feel deprived. You don't crave anything other than what is healthy and nourishing. These days, when I've talked to you before about diet and losing weight, what happens is you become concerned that you're not full, which maybe you're not supposed to be full. There are times when the body needs to be empty, and that is okay as long as the physical body is nourished. And also the feeling of being deprived. You know, if you've watched any of my cooking shows, I'm not deprived of anything. I eat absolutely everything I want when I want it, because my body is balanced, it's well nourished, I'm in control of my animal mind, and I feed it what it needs when it needs, properly and correctly, and I continue to refine that as I continue to get more control over my animal mind. And this is what I wish for you. I want you to give yourself some time to think about the physical body, which holds the soul personality. I want you to think about that as an animal, and I want you to recognize where that animal mind is located in the solar plexus, in the gut, your instinct of survival, fight or flight. And I want you to think about the soul personality, which is you, which is also tied in at the solar plexus. From above, so below. With that said, this is Diane Mourglia-Swerdlow with another edition of Healthy Living.